Salutations everyone, my name is Allan Aldroid and I have many a fantasy books. I have many fantasy books and games. I should have probably worded this better.
Fantasy stories have been some of my favourite types of stories to watch, play or read. A close second to sci-fi. And you can blame growing up watching Doctor Who on that. So much so that because of that love of fantasy, one of my favourite series I've played is Legend of Zelda. While I'm no giant Zelda fanatic, I still love playing the games growing up, such as Skyward Sword, Wind Waker HD, and Twilight Princess. Fantasy is one of them genres where you can just get engrossed into the world while not having to care at all why or how that world works. The moon's got a giant face on it? Who cares? I want to bang this drum.
And do you know what another one of my favourite things in the whole world is? Russian literature.
According to Wikipedia, Russian literature refers to the literature of Russia.
Really?
The first great Russian novelist was Nikolai Gogol. Then came Ivan Turgenev, who mastered both short stories and novels, blah blah blah.
Yep, you got me. I have no interest in Russian literature whatsoever. Shoot me. It's a joke, moron!
I mean, Russian literature does have its appeal to certain audiences, for example, Russians. But I'm not Russian, can't you tell? But you may be wondering, Alan.
What?
Is there a way for me to combine my love for Russian literature with my love for the fantasy genre in a way that creates a world similar to something from a video game with a sprawling and in-depth world that's so much like Ocarina of Time that could potentially borderline plagiarism?
That's so incredibly specific. Yes.
This is a Russian book.
Oh my god!
This is a book called Agramont, written by Valeria Sperande and published in 2007. Sperande was a Russian schoolgirl and was reportedly 10 years old when she wrote this book, according to Exmo, the publishing company. The company launched a massive PR campaign for the novel, claiming, "This book is a real miracle. Nothing like this has ever been published either in our country or abroad." Valeria Sperande was only 10 years old when she wrote this book. Despite her young age, the writer managed to create a rich fantasy world no less interesting than Narnia or the Hobbitania. I'm pretty sure this is a translation error, because I do not remember Hobbitania existing. I could be wrong. And also come up with her very own special magical people, which you will not meet in any other book. Skeptics started popping up, wondering if the book was actually the work of someone else under the guise of a 10-year-old girl to gain some media attention. This was supposedly squandered when Valeria turned up to a book club presentation, proving that she definitely, totally, was the one who wrote the book, instead of some 45-ish Japanese man. The book continued selling with around 20,000 copies in circulation. The only thing Valeria admitted to was her surname, Sperande, was a pseudonym, and everything went back to normal. Russians kept reading, I kept not caring, until one specific group of people decided to pick up the book and realized Agramont wasn't as original as Exmo believed it to be. And that group was the gamers. Apparently, this book wasn't the work of a 10-year-old Russian girl, and in fact, the work of a 45-ish Japanese man all along.
Gasp! What a surprising turn of events! I would never expect that an episode called Plagiarise and Novelise, the Russian Legend of Zelda bootleg novel.
The book started to be criticized as blatant plagiarism of the game Ocarina of Time, with gamers even setting up a website detailing the similarities between game and book, such as plot points and characters. However, while some names were changed to hide the fact that this was plagiarized, some names were bizarrely kept the same as they appeared in the original game, making it very easy to spot the copying. Hyrule was changed to Agramont, Link's name in the novel was Allan, and the three goddesses' names were changed from Nairu, Ferrari, and Din, apologies if I pronounced them wrong, to Anides, Dianada, and Discord Nitro. However, characters such as Nave kept her original name, you know, the fairy that trails you constantly throughout the entire flipping game. Other characters that kept their names were Ganondorf, because why not? The Great Deku Tree, Impa, and the Gorons and Zoros kept their names as well. This is really surprising to me, as some basic names you'd expect to be changed, such as the protagonist and the setting, were, but the main villain and the side characters weren't changed at all. Some names were changed, but barely, such as Princess Zelda was changed to Princess Elder in the book. Other examples include the Kokiri, which were changed to the Kokirs, having their last letter of the name removed. Very subtle work, in my opinion. You'd have to be a true gamer with complete and total knowledge of the game to figure out how this book could even be plagiarized in the slightest.
Here is an excerpt from the book. If you listen carefully and know the game enough, I think you'll be able to understand where this excerpt comes from.
Allan was asleep. The night was unusually dark, with no moon or stars. For several days, the boy's dreams were filled with anxiety and nightmares. The little fairy, like a firefly, cut through the pre-dawn darkness with a bright stripe. She knew who the chosen one was. Navi flew to Allan's house. After all, he was the chosen one. It's surprising to me how this would fly past proofreaders in a publishing company, and it took as long as the book being printed for it to be noticed. Nintendo never released a lawsuit or anything against the book. However, the publishing company Exmo decided to stop printing copies and not commenting on the situation. Sperendi spoke out about this, saying that she had an N64 and copy of the game when she was living in Germany, and would play the game having the story ingrained into her memory. Much of her original drafts were constantly rewritten as per the publishing company Exmo's wishes, and she was unfortunately bullied for several months after word got out that her novel was plagiarizing a much-loved game. The book is in Russian, but if anyone has a link as to where I can get my hands on an English translation, or at least an in-depth look into it, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'd love to learn much more about this novel.
So there you have it, everyone. The Tale of Agramont, the Russian Legend of Zelda plagiarized novel. This existence of this book is really weird to me, and I'm surprised how little information I could find about it online. There was the website that I showed you about. If you want to see more of it, link will be in the description, but that's all I could really find. So if anyone has some more information, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'm still very interested in this book and how it came to be. I think that's all I have yet to say. I have no way of segmenting to an end joke for this video, so all I have to say is welcome to the Aldroid Season 2, everyone.